Last video, I got to talk a bit about food as potential medicine, and I would recommend, if you haven't seen that, to definitely subscribe to the channel so you can follow it so that as new different videos are released, you get notification of it. Food can be a very powerful medicine, but food can also be an incredible poison. People will often ask me, which is what I want to talk about today, where to start because it feels so overwhelming to a lot of people. A lot of people are very attached to the foods that they're eating and their habits that they have around food. And there's a fear that they're not going to be able to have anything that they want when they learn how to eat in a more balanced and aligned way. And I really, really want to assure you that that is not the case. As you allow yourself to change habits one step at a time, there's a magic in how things start to naturally unfold. Most people don't start eating 80% unprocessed food overnight long term. There are many people that do that for a period of time and then they crash and burn. So the idea is to establish trust in yourself by knowing you're capable of making really good choices for yourself. And that long term, those choices are going to get stuck and stay because they become part of your normal habit structure. You think about your life, most of your life is a series of habits. If you're physically not feeling well, a lot of the physical habits around diet and self-care that you have are not working for you. It's really that simple. Oftentimes so simple, people don't want to look at it. So my biggest advice is finding one thing to commit to adding into your protocol, your habits every single day. One thing, not 5 things, not 10 things, but one thing every other day. And focus on committing to that. That might mean that you need an accountability partner at the end of the day where you reach out to a friend or ask them, do you want to help me stay committed to something? And if so, at the end of the day, I'm going to check in with you every day through a text message or through an email or through a quick phone call and let you know how I did, because staying accountable with someone is much easier than trying to do it by oneself. Find one positive thing. Is it drinking water? Is it eating one serving of fruit? Is it eating an extra serving of vegetables? What would one positive habit be that you're currently not doing? And this is the thing, make sure it's specific. So it's not drinking more water. How much water are you committing to drink? It's not eating more vegetables. It's how many servings of vegetables are you willing to commit to every single day? It's one serving of fruit, or it's 2 servings of fruit. You pick. Or it's having one fresh food every single meal. You pick what you want to do, but stay consistent. The reason this is so important is that there's this punishment kind of reward system when it comes to food. And when it comes to food as medicine, we have to consistently start to explore and understand how oftentimes the foods that are most poisonous to our body are the foods that we consider reward. I come home from after work having a long day and I pop open a beer. Or I deserve that glass of wine, or I deserve that piece of cake. It's fascinating when you think about it. How has it become in your life that the reward system with food are foods that are not healthy for your body? So much of my practice is designed to keep people curious and non-judgmental. Just pick one thing. Don't worry about taking anything out right now. Just pick positive thing to add because you deserve more positive in your life. And this is the cool thing is the positive stuff, the water, the whole foods that you can be adding in. Again, if you did not watch last week's or last video that I released, make sure to watch the last video I released because it talks a little bit more about food is actual potentially medicine and how I'd recommend focusing on that a bit. But if you got a chance to see this and this makes sense, find one thing that can help support you and create a positive space for yourself in your relationship with yourself. So at the end of the day, you can say, I am proud that I did this today. I am proud that I stayed committed today. I am so proud of myself. Your brain is likely going to tell you, come on, you need to do more than that. The truth is one thing over time, long term, will get tremendous results. People ask me across the board, is there one thing across the board that gets the best results for people? I would say the number one most important habit people do need to integrate is consuming enough water in a given day. Absolutely 100%. If I were going to pick one habit long term for most people, it's making sure that you're hydrating your body with a minimum of 64 ounces of water every single day. Your body is made up of 3/4 of water, so that's a simple way to help the body naturally detoxify. It's a natural way to help the body stay in the flow. So a lot of people notice great gut health start to integrate. It's a way of getting rid of toxicity in the system and just as natural detoxification, things that we pick up in the environment, toxins, chemicals, things of that nature, they're everywhere. They stick in our body if we're not hydrating enough. So water is by far probably the first place I would personally choose, but I am not you. And it's important that you hear yourself. What one positive thing would you want to add in every single day? And remember, be specific. Do not be concerned about taking things out of your diet. That is not what you need to be concerned about right now, because this is the funny part about healing is as you incorporate more and more positive things, your taste buds for the negative start to go away. The things that are actually toxic, the things that actually add stress and inflammation that are potentially poison to your body, the interest of those start to naturally flow and go away. The thing is we don't know what it feels like organically to feel healthy in our bodies. So as we add one consistent thing, then if you decide you want to add another consistent thing, think of adding, not subtracting. Add the positive, and as you keep adding the positive, the negative is going to start to naturally pull back. It's one of the best things I tell most people, and I see the most traction. I get the best results that way, is adding positive and the negative starts to naturally release. It happens across the board. Then we can fine tune it. We can add more positive, and eventually we're sitting at an 80% whole food level, awesome healing ability. And we still have these potential other things that are coming into our diet because we live this thing called life and we want to socialize, we want to have fun, and we want to connect in with people around us. And sometimes socializing does that. It doesn't always have to do that, but sometimes that's part of it. The last thing we want you to feel is alone and isolated. So below, can you share with me what one thing are you willing to commit to that's positive every single day? And if you have the opportunity of working with someone to have an accountability at night, to check in and to make sure you're doing what you're committed to do, it's by far going to help you out by at least 100%. Having someone check in with you, maybe they can also commit to the same thing or commit to a positive and they can have a different positive. Then you get to feel connected as you change. It's a very powerful process to heal our bodies, our minds, and our spirits. I am so grateful to be able to spend this time with you today. I'm so excited to see what you're going to implement in your diet and watch for yourself. Don't trust my words. Watch for yourself. What one positive thing can you consistently add in? And then ask yourself after a period of time, what am I actually noticing with this added in? You will pay attention and you will see change. It's a very powerful process. It's yours to have, but if we're going to be extreme on and off about it, it's very hard to make long-term progress across the board. I am so proud of you for the willingness to open up, to change, and to learn how to heal your body, your mind, and your spirit. Congratulations.